Tier 1, Chapter 13. This chapter will resonate with anyone who has had to be a single parent, whether for a short time or for a long time. And by the end of it, you're going to see Kate starting to break.
Chapter 12. My last meeting with Nick is tonight. The goal is to finalize everything and submit our notes to Grace for approval. We had intended to meet a few days ago, but Tal was ill and I felt like I needed to be home with him. We won't have as much wiggle room now for making adjustments, though the ceremony is still 3 weeks away. Plenty of time. Tal and Bent did not get along well today, so walking out the door and leaving bedtime to Eric was a welcome relief. He was a good sport about it, though I could tell his day at the lab wasn't much better. Even just these few moments walking in the still evening air allows me to literally and figuratively breathe more freely. I am positively buoyant as I walk into the office to find Nick waiting. He grins at me as I close the door. "Hey, Kate, how've you been?" "I'm doing well, thanks," I say cheerfully, walking toward him and setting my bag on the table. "I really appreciate you being flexible on the timing for this. Having kids is always an adventure." "No prob. My evenings are basically free at this point." "I don't know if I believe that. With perfect genetics, you must be inundated with dating requests," I tease, and he chuckles. "Not as of late. You are the only female on my calendar this week." "Well, I'm not sure how that's possible, but I will allow myself to feel privileged," I curtsy as I sit down. He rolls his eyes, amused, and motions to the display. "I think we left off on Max here. Do you know what you want to add for him?" he asks, and we dive into the remaining candidates, trying to find the perfect balance of making them sound impressive, but also approachable. Most importantly, we overemphasize their similarities to all Tier 1 individuals to avoid people feeling intimidated. When you have lived as Tier 1 all your life, it's tempting to feel like somehow these individuals who are transitioning are encroaching on your turf. I have suggested multiple times that the committee release real-time resource counts. Even monthly would help. If we could see how well we are doing, this particular concern would likely dissipate. We finish up and send the file off to Grace, thankfully ending at a much more reasonable time than our previous planning session. "Well, that's that. Thanks so much, Nick," I say, packing up my things. I am sure we can message about any updates or changes we need to make once Grace gets back to us. I will probably just plan to see you at the ceremony if that's okay. He nods. My next 2 weeks are a bit busier than normal. We are meeting Bentley's mentor this weekend and have some activities planned to promote bonding the week following, I expound. "That's exciting," Nick exclaims. "Bentley must be turning 8. How old is your other son?" "Yep, he turns 8 in a couple of weeks. My oldest, Tal, is 10. "Wow, that's wonderful, Kate." "Thanks. We've kept them alive this long, so I guess that's success?" Nick laughs. "I'm sure you have done more than purely keep them alive," he flatters, then speaks more soberly. "What is it like being a parent?" "You don't need to ask me," I retort. "Go find yourself a girl and get going. With your gene sequence, you probably only need to find a low-level match on disease markers. You could practically pick anyone off the street and start having babies within the year." I smile, quickly realizing that Nick isn't sharing in the jest. I clear my throat. "I'm sorry, Nick. I was just giving you a hard time. I don't know you very well and shouldn't have jumped into personal territory." "No, it's fine," he says, his shoulders relaxing, and he exhales slowly. "I did find someone who was interested last year, but she decided to go in a different direction. Because of my coding and my ability to respond to social conditioning, I have more responsibility. Well, at least I feel like I do. I want to contribute more, and she..." He pauses and takes a deep breath. "She wanted something simpler." My eyes widen at this revelation. How could somebody have turned him down? "Nick, I'm so sorry. That must have been really hard," I stammer. "It wasn't the most fun ever," he admits as he starts to gather his things. "If I can write introductions to make other people seem approachable, you would think I could somehow find that balance for myself." I guess I have a hard time understanding her reasoning. She would have had the opportunity to have as many children as she wanted and push society forward in so many ways. Why would anyone say no to that? Those are the exact reasons why it didn't work, he shrugs. It doesn't make sense to me either. I put my jacket on and reach my hand out to open the door. It's shocking to me that somebody in Tier 1 wouldn't share those priorities. We are conditioned specifically to be ready to shoulder responsibilities of that magnitude. My interest is piqued, and I crave more details, but decide that asking wouldn't be appropriate or kind. Kate, Nick says quietly, nobody has asked me about that before. Everyone thinks that I must have my life perfectly planned out. I feel like I don't have any clue. He stops mid-sentence and looks down. Anyway, thanks for asking. It was really helpful to share that with someone. Anytime, Nick. I should have just answered your initial question. I'm sorry it's been difficult finding a pair. Are you still actively looking? I know you said you don't have dating plans this week. I'm honestly kind of burned out at this point, but I'm sure I will get back out there. I'm focusing on training and all of that right now, he concludes, obviously trying to convince himself that this is a better option. I nod. Not a bad strategy. I have no doubt that you will figure it out. Picking up my bag, I force myself to smile. I guess I'll see you at the ceremony? Thanks for all of your work on this. He waves as I walk out the door. At home, I know Eric is waiting for me and I don't want to be late this time. I walk in and the smell of garlic wafts over me. A smile crosses my lips involuntarily at the unexpectedness of a special meal that I didn't have anything to do with. Does garlic mean special? I laugh to myself at how pathetic that is. After hanging up my things, I follow the intoxicating aroma to find Eric grilling on the patio. Grilling is special, definitely. My assumption feels much less pathetic now. To what do I owe this delicious surprise? I ask, wrapping my arms around his waist from behind. He immediately places his spatula on the side of the grill and hugs me tight. It's actually a peace offering. A peace offering? For what? I lean back and look up into his face. He sighs deeply. I have to spend a couple of days down at Headquarters South. I just received the assignment this afternoon. I will be working on training some researchers at their lab on the different variations we're looking to match. And that takes a couple of days? I know, he says apologetically. It seems like it could be done in a few hours, but they want us to be really thorough. I think they are also planning to give us more information on how Berg plans to move forward with everything. He pauses to check the temperature on the grill. And I have to go again next week. What? That seems a little over the top. Why 2 weeks in a row? They are flying in a couple of those pairs we found in our screening. We are going to do some advanced sequencing and just make sure that our information is correct. Then we will sit down with them and discuss their future. I really don't know how it's going to go. You understand how sensitive this is. I do, I say soberly. I still don't know how I feel about you moving forward so quickly. It has been made very clear to me that my opinions are not needed on the matter, Eric mutters, moving toward the grill. As he opens the top, I notice that he is searing trout. My mouth waters. Really? How so? Wouldn't they want all of your opinions since you are the lead researcher? Not necessarily. They need me to train, but even then it would be easy to have one of my team members do that. If I want to be involved, I need to toe the line. That seems ungrateful and out of character. No, just efficient. With a breakthrough as big as this, they don't want to waste any time. I, however, feel like it would be okay to waste some time to make sure that we are doing this the right way. It's simply a difference of opinion. I'm sorry, Eric. I will support you in whatever you need to do. I'm sorry I have to be gone. I haven't had to be away from you and the boys in years. I can't say I'm looking forward to it. Where are the boys? I haven't seen them since I walked in. I put them to bed early. He leans in and kisses me. There may have been some bribery involved. I kiss him back. You mean bribery that I have to pay up on since you won't be here? Nope. I told them I would bring them back something cool from the trip. Something cool from headquarters? Good luck with that. He traces my cheekbone with his finger. You seem a little distracted, I murmur. I think the fish is done. He turns back to the food and transfers the fillets to a dish on the side of the grill. We will eat, I will clean up while you relax, and then I vote we spend the rest of the evening not wearing clothes. Are you bribing me now too? I laugh as he pretends to be offended. The cleanup is out of the kindness of my heart. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I'll take it. And thanks for dinner. Seriously, this is a great surprise. He smiles and takes the trout inside. I turn up the heat on the grill, watching the leftover skin sizzle and fall to the flames below. Then I follow him.